and welcome back to another video on the JJ Think Tank. This will be a shorter one, quite a short one, and I want to talk about Christianity again, about Christians, and why I think the only true Christians left reside in monastic communities. I think these are the only true Christians. Obviously there are some Christians who are part of the world and are closer to Christ, yes. For example, we can think of priests, yes. A lot of priests, I think, they are good people and they're doing God's work, yes. But even these priests, I think, I'm not totally convinced that they are true Christians, yes. It's hard. It's really hard to be a true Christian. You have to totally give up yourself for the other, yes. And it's hard. It's hard if you are part of the world. If you are worldly, if you have worldly ambitions, then obviously it's hard to do this, yes. So this is why I know I'm not a true Christian. I believe in Jesus. He's touched my life. He's touched my heart. He has improved my life. I believe in the force of Christianity. I think Christianity ultimately is a force for good in the world, and it's an important part of civilization. Obviously, the West has abandoned Christianity by and large, which is why things are kind of crumbling there at the moment. If perhaps we could use this word. Obviously, things can radically change. I don't want to promote this pessimistic, nihilistic worldview that it's all over. Yes, I don't know. I'm just providing my assessment at the moment of what's going on. Yes, but going back now to Christians. Yes, to true Christians, because I want to focus on people now, on individual people, and why the true Christians. The only true Christians are in these monastic communities. Yes, and I guess I'll link this video a little bit to a book I read, Journey to Mount Athos by Father Spyridon Bailey, and he is an Orthodox priest in the UK. He converted from the Church of England to Orthodoxy. And I think he is a true Christian, definitely. He notices a lot of what is going on. He has good spiritual discernment, I think. And in this book, he talks about his journey to Mount Athos, what he experienced there, the wisdom he gained from the people he met. And it's a great little book. I've got it here. Journey to Mount Athos by Father Spyridon Bailey. And I recommend everybody to read this one. It's a great book. It's a great book. It's quite short, 150 pages, something like this. And yes, so this is what Father Spyridon Bailey had to say. Even the demons know the truth of facts. That Christ is God who was incarnate, crucified and resurrected, and that he will come again to judge the living and the dead. Now the problem is I don't know when will he come back? Yes, because if we look back at history, we've heard of these proclamations before. Yes, we've heard of these these statements from various people who are now dead. Yes, that Christ is coming back soon. The day of judgment is now. It's imminent. It's coming. And then nothing happened. Yes, and I made a video about this yesterday. You can find it on my channel. We don't know. Maybe Christ will come back in 100 years. Maybe nothing major will happen in 2030, in 2033. Maybe nothing will happen really. Maybe things will just continue as usual, business as usual, business as usual. So I don't know. This is why I'm keeping my options open. To be honest, I'm part of the world. Yes, part of the matrix. We need to work, etc. to fund our life. I've got some worldly ambitions, I guess. So I'm not a true Christian like these Orthodox priests and these monks, yes, that live in these monastic communities. Because they set the true example, yes. And I'll go into this now, yes. I'll explain why I think this is the case. So I think a lot of these other Christians, yes, that we see on YouTube, perhaps these influencer Christians, these debaters, etc. I think most of them are led by pride and ego, I think, to prove their supposed holier than thou attitude and superiority during discussion and debate. I am right, you are wrong. They like to lecture you. And not only Christians, other spiritual teachers as well, they are led by pride and ego, I think. We can think of Sadhguru. So he's an Indian man, Indian spiritual teacher. I think he's led by pride and ego. Other spiritual teachers, I mean, we could consider David Icke, one of them. He's also definitely led by pride and ego. He's led by a false spirit, David Icke. Loads of other thinkers, yes, and spiritual teachers, guiders, spiritual guidemen. So this is just my view, my interpretation. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's what I have perceived, yes, so far. And you can watch on YouTube, you can find a lot of these monastics sharing their way of life. They come across as, authentic, humble, yes. They're not trying to manipulate you in any way. They're not trying to lead you down a certain path. I think they're down to earth, and they are true Christians. I think they're leading a very simple life, and I think if you want spiritual discernment, you should listen to them. Yes, to listen to what they have to say. Of course, there are some. At the same time, I'll repeat myself. There are some people in the real world who are, they're good. They're good. Ultimately, they are good men. Yes, and they've got a lot to offer. They don't even have to be Christians. Yes, they can be from a different background. They can even be atheists, perhaps. Yes, or agnostics. They can share some thoughts and ideas that can help you in life. Yes, scientists as well, of course. But I'm sticking to Christianity here. Yes, and I've noticed that a lot of these Christian influencers, Christians with a crucifix earring, nice little crucifix earring here, hanging down. Crucifix tattoos. They are flawed just like the rest of us, and you shouldn't take these people seriously when it comes to to the world of the spirit. Yes, I don't think you should take these people too seriously. I think they're just worldly. Yes, they got some ambitions in mind. Yes. Now, look, I don't consider myself a Christian influencer. The main purpose of my channel is just to review books, as I have done so far, and touch on some issues regarding Christianity, theology, perhaps sometimes. But by and large, I consider myself more of a philosopher intellectual. I like to link ideas and thoughts from different from different subject areas, different disciplines, to reach a higher truth and basically just to share ideas and thoughts that have helped me in my life. Yes, and yes, share ideas and thoughts that have boosted my mental health. Yes. So I'm not a Christian influencer. I don't consider myself a Christian influencer. I believe in Jesus. I try to imitate him, but I know I am flawed. Yes. So this is why my channel is not about Christianity. It's not about becoming a good Christian, etc. Yes. For this, you can listen to other channels, and you can find them on YouTube. Yes. Yes, when you observe these debates, these discussions, people just want to one up each other. Yes, there's no sincere discussion. I think it's not sincere. It's just People are led by their ego, yes, their pride. Now, I think personally, the ultimate goal is to get rid of your ego. Yes, that's true. But then, if you want to be part of the world, yes, then you need an ego to a degree, because it helps you to survive, yes, and to make progress in the world, yes. So I have an ego. It's not a large one, but you need an ego to create healthy boundaries, yes. But when it comes to relationships, I think, and again, this is why I'm not a Christian influencer in this regard. Yes, I'm not a true Christian like these monastics, like these monks, who have totally overcome their ego. Yes. And yes. Anyway, moving on. When we look at these debates, sometimes, yes, both in the past and currently, I think sometimes these debates they don't really help. These debates are about unimportant issues, I think, that are not really relevant to improving our life, I think, really. And sometimes we do need some debate, yes, about theology. Because we can have these ridiculous, theological positions such as predestination, yes? And this is an idea derived from the theology of Calvin. Calvin was, I think, a Protestant theologian, and he argued that predestination is true, that our fate is already decided by God. Now, I don't know. I don't think this is true. I think this is wrong. I think we can alter our destiny. We can change our fate. Obviously, it's difficult, but it can be done, I think. And this is why I'm not really a fan of these debates. I mean, I've listened to a few in the past. I've listened to Jay Dyer debating. I guess, yes, I picked up some interesting information, some interesting thoughts and ideas, but by and large, I don't really listen to debates anymore. I haven't for a while. And this scholastic obsession with debate, it can end up with speculations such as how many angels can be found dancing on a head of a pin. I mean, you can find such debates when you check out medieval scholasticism. Yes, and I've never found scholasticism to be an interesting area of philosophy. This is a school of philosophy, scholasticism. I've never found it to be too interesting, I think. So, because there's too much nitpicking. I think it's too unnecessary nitpicking, and it doesn't really help us. It doesn't help the common man, to improve his life. Yes, and this is why philosophy needs to be revolutionized. A revolution needs to occur in the world of philosophy, I think. I think philosophy is now more relevant than ever, especially in these chaotic times that we live in. Definitely, there's a lot of chaos in general, I think, both out there and in our minds. Yes, obviously, not some people have less chaos, others more. Yes, I mean, I guess I'm slowly reducing the level of chaos in my life and in my brain, but it's a constant battle. Yes, and I've tried to philosophized the past 10 years. To be honest, I've read a lot of philosophy books. On this channel, obviously, I try to combine different thoughts and ideas from a variety of subject areas to both to improve my mind and to improve the mind of my viewers, yes, and listeners, so that we can get a more accurate picture of reality. This is important. We need to be in touch with reality because this improves our mental health. So, but yeah, coming back to Christian thinkers. So, obviously, Father Spyridon Bailey is one of them, Orthodox priest who lives in the UK. And obviously, there's many other Christian thinkers that are worth listening to on YouTube. I like Father Josiah Trenum. You can find him on YouTube. He's an Orthodox priest based in California, so he's worth listening to. There's a lot, yes. I think these thinkers, these Christian thinkers, they are definitely helpful because they have a very high degree of spiritual discernment. And this will help us in the forthcoming era because there's so much change is taking place. We don't want to be led down the wrong path, you know. So yes. And yes, I ended my article with this thought shared by Father Spyridon Bailey, and he said, "So, when we find ourselves being lazy or impulsive, we must examine the inner movement of our heart and question ourselves like a ruthless attorney." That's a good quote. It's a good passage there. We need to constantly be on guard. We need to watch our mind. We need to watch ourselves so that we don't fall into sin. And yes, so anyway, that's the end of my video. I don't want to waste more of your time. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you tuning in to the JJ Think Tank and listening to what I have to say. If you're a new viewer, consider liking and subscribing. It will help me grow the channel and spread more vital information that I think will help a lot of people out there. But yes, that's the end of the video. Once again, thank you for listening and take care.